What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my first end of the year list from 3 different lists that I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna rank my favorite songs, albums, and debuts of 2020. This one is the first one, like the title says. This one is the top debuts of 2020. And before we get into it, I have to put up some groundworks on how I went about those lists, because I had to restrict myself to be able to do those lists, to be able to have a good amount of songs, albums, and debuts on a list, not too long and not too short. So I had to restrict myself. I had to put up some ground rules. Like I already said, I did 3 lists. I did top debuts 2020, top albums and EPs of 2020, and top songs of 2020. And all of them play in the Korean music industry, because that's like the majority that I listen to at the moment. I do listen also to other artists and other music industries. So if you guys would be interested in my next list to be a little bit more mixed up, let me know down in comments below. But I thought, since my channel already is more in the K-pop world, I'm just gonna stick with that. That's the first ground rule. The second one is that I had to restrict myself to be able to make a top 50 songs of 2020, which will be the last list that I'm gonna release. So I did one big restriction, which is the groups and solo artists and bands that debuted in 2020 aren't gonna be able to be in the top songs of 2020 list and in the top albums of 2020, just because they have their list on their own, which we are doing right now, and I would just repeat myself again, you know what I mean. So top debuts are kind of like their own category, the debut tracks and albums and everything. They're in this video, in this list right here. And then songs from already debuted artists and bands and all that are in the albums and songs category. I think those are the only ground rules that I have to tell you guys for this list right now. So yeah, the only thing, maybe it is important that the artist, the band, and the group debuted this year. That also includes subunits and everything. So if there were subunits or solo debuts from already established groups happening this year, they also counted into this debut list. So that's, I think, the last one that I should tell you guys. But I think more or less this is all that I had in mind that I wanted to tell you guys for this intro. So I think without further ado, let's just hop right into this list. First up, before we go into this top 15, yes, I had 15 amazing debuts this year that I ranked. There were already more debuts that were amazing. It was a really amazing year for the Korean music industry and K-pop in general. I think it was a really solid, really good year for K-pop. So there were a lot of debuts too, and especially towards the end of the year, I feel like. So that's why we're gonna start up with some honorable mentions. The first one is Natty, second is Elast, Gravity, and Kim Namjoon. And I also want to make a little shout out to the pre-debut group Purple Kiss with a really amazing song. If that would have been their debut track, they would have been in the top 15, but it's just a pre-debut, so I couldn't really count it in. So I'm just giving them a little shout out right here. So those 4 were my honorable mentions. So real fast. Starting off the list at number 15 is MC&D with Ice Age. I was a really big fan of MC&D actually around the time now. They released their pre-debut single Top Gang, I think right around January. And that's how I found them, actually. And I think the reaction to MC&D's Ice Age is even one of my first ones on this channel. So I really do love them. And Ice Age was also a really amazing track. Like the pre-debut and debut song, freaking bops. But then after that, they fell off a little bit for me. I think they only had one more. No, they had 2 more songs that they released, Spring and Na Na Na. Spring was solid too, but then Na 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 didn't work for me at all. I'm really looking forward, and I'm really curious to see what they're gonna show us on Friday, this Friday, when they have their next comeback, which actually sounds really good. So I have my hopes up that they are, you know, bringing themselves back up again. Number 14, I have Yoa with Bon Voyage and Abracadabra. And the reason why I'm saying the B-side that was also promoted heavily is because I think the B-side is a lot better than her title track, Bon Voyage. I don't know what it is. Abracadabra is just, it's just so good, and it sticks in your head, and also the point choreography and everything. I knew as soon as I saw that performance after her performance of the title track Bon Voyage, I knew that this one's gonna be the song that I'm gonna be playing a lot, and I played it throughout the end of summer, right? That's when she had her debut, more or less, for like at least a month. So that's why at number 14, like, it was really solid, the debut title track, but the B-side was a lot better. So number 14 for Yoa, Bon Voyage and Abracadabra. Number 13, again, I love the B-side a lot more than the title track, but with this group, with this debut, the title track is actually growing on me with each listen. So I think if I keep on listening to it, I will also like it as much as I like that B-side. And I'm talking about Enhypen, 10 Months and Given Taken. I think it's just the reason that I didn't have the time yet to really let it marinate, their title track, I think. I just, you know, listened to it a couple of times and it grew on me, like I said, more and more. But like as soon as I heard the 10 Months B-side, which I think they did now a music video too, or promoted it too, I was like, wow. If that would have been the title track, I would have been like blown away even more. It's just, again, really catchy, and I think really not cute, but really chill in a way, and it makes me dance every single time. So yeah, number 13, Enhypen, 10 Months. And number 12, we got Astros, Moonbin and Sana with Bad Idea. Real solid debut song. Really liked it. Loved the choreography. Loved the matching of Moonbin and Sana, which were like MCs in another music show, and then they did this debut together, this subunit debut, and I thought it was really solid. They really went for my weak point, which is that heavy, funky bass. So I gave them a lot of plus points for that. So yeah, other than that, the mini album wasn't really my cup of tea, but I thought Bad Idea, the title track, was really good. So all I got is bad idea. Number 11, we got Treasure with Boy, I Love You and 3 B-sides to those title songs too. So let's go through them for real quick. Boy, I thought was really okay, really solid for a debut song. I Love You is the reason why they're at number 11, if I'm being honest. It's such a freaking bop. Like, it's so good. That drop just gets me every single time, I swear to God. And also one of the point choreographies, I swear to God, it's so good. And then was solid again. I think I said I really loved it more than the other songs, but it actually didn't hook me that much. Like at the end of the year, when I look back, the song that I listened to the most from Treasure was I Love You. So that's why it's like, for me, the song for Treasure somehow. But can't wait what they're gonna show us with their first album release that they're gonna release this January. So yeah, Treasure at number 11. Number 10 will shock some people probably, because I really love the group. Like, I think the reason why they're only at number 10 is, first of all, like I said, it was packed with amazing debuts. And secondly, I think I like the members more than I like the music. Like, I really do love their debut song, their debut title track. Like, I played that a lot, so that's why they're at number 10. I just really like the members. It's just the last song that they released wasn't really my thing, and I was even surprised that the title track, their debut song, was my thing. So yeah, I'm talking about Weekly with Tag Me, and I really do love Tag Me. It's so freaking addictive. But Zigzag kinda never grabbed me that way. I was like, it kinda was missing something for me at that point. And at that point, I also realized that for as of right now, I stand them more for the members than for their music, which I don't think is something bad. Yeah, Weekly at number 10. And number 9, we got 1-0 with Open Mind, which was the surprise debut for me. Not because I didn't expect it, but on how freaking good it is, because I wasn't that familiar with Monster X. Like, I didn't expect anything and was surprised as hell when that came out. Like, I don't know, he is such a big muscle guy, and then this smooth, cute, nearly a little bit voice comes out, you know, that is a little bit higher pitched than you think. It's just such an amazing contrast, and the song itself amazing. Like, again, kind of a little funky bass going on, an amazing chorus drop, an amazing video. Goddamn, I should have reacted to that video. I really do regret that I didn't do that till now. It's one of my biggest regrets of 2020, actually. And just a little hint for the rest of the debuting list. It's the second placed Ho anthem of the year. There is one that placed higher. I think you guys know which one, so number 8 is Secret Number with Who Dis, Holiday, Got That Boom, and Privacy. And again, like with Yoa and Hypen, I'm a big fan of their B-sides, but in this case, I do listen to the title track a lot too, because I still think they're really, really good too. But there's just something about their B-sides that is just on another level. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like a lot more in their lane when they sing the B-sides. I think it's also because it's a lot more stripped down. It's not so heavy, and it really lets their voices shine. I think that's why it's also why I love them a lot. So just by the way, if you guys asked me in the summer of 2020 which one is my favorite debut of 2020, Secret Number would have been number 1. And then the rest debuted at the end of this year, and I was just like, God damn it. Number 7 is the one that I hinted with 1-0. It's the number 1 Ho anthem of the year, and a really, really like straight placement into the top 10 of all Ho anthems of all years, basically. And I'm of course talking about Kai's which I just did my reaction to, my dance practice reaction to, and goddamn, he's a dance king, man, and he's an amazing like all-rounder too. Like, I really love his voice. His dancing is just crazy. If you haven't seen yet, go watch my dance practice reaction. I went crazy over that in that one. And I think also the whole mini album was pretty solid too. And it was like, it went viral for the last half of, or the last third of 2020, so it has to be in a list. Come on, man, that's iconic already. Number 6, we got actually the sister group that debuted from the same label. Of course, I'm talking about aespa with Black Mamba, which I'm kinda still sad that it just was one song. Like, come on, man. Honestly speaking, the first time I heard from them, I was really skeptical just because of their concept. I didn't know what to expect from it. You can see it also in my fresh debut reaction that I did on aespa. I kind of slowly grew with it. And then when I heard the song, I first wasn't also really that sold. But then after some listens and some time, it just like slapped me in the face basically. And also I was a little worried that I wouldn't get to know the members that good because of their whole concept. But just 2-3 days ago during the weekend, I actually watched a lot of their videos that they released on their channel, and I fell for them real hard. I tweeted also out how hard I fell for them and that I found my bias real fast after watching those videos, because me and Giselle, it's creepy. Our tastes, it's creepy. The only thing that we don't match on till now, it's mint chocolate. The rest is just creepy. Number 5, we got a real, again, surprise debut, but this time I got surprised because I was a fan of them also since like spring 2020 when they released a cover, which I just am blanking on now too which one it was. But they did already amazing covers, so if you haven't checked them out, go ahead and check their covers out. Like, for example, BTS's Dynamite rock version, oof, oof. And all the other stuff, freaking amazing. I think it was a Paramore song. They had their debut single at the 30th of December 2020, and they shooted up to number 5 just because of that, because I knew them already, I knew how good they were. And when they released this song that was already known a little bit because they performed it already as a debut single track, I was just like, yep, number 5 right there. I just knew it right away. So yeah, I'm talking about Rolling Quartz with Blaze, which is a K-rock band just with girls basically. So like everything that I love into one, and they're just freaking talented and so good. Like I said, go check out their cover. You know, if you know who they are, you just have phenomenal music taste. You're just amazing just already. I don't know. I don't need to know anything else. You're just amazing. Next up, at number 4, we got Lee Soo-yoon from Akmu with Alien. I would have been lying if I wouldn't have been listening to that song for like at least a week straight, like just that song. Not just only on repeat on a playlist, no, on repeat on its own, because I was so addicted to it after I reacted to it, and I still am addicted to it. It still didn't fall off, even though I listened to it that much. That just shows how good this song is. Yeah, it was actually my introduction to Akmu, because I didn't knew them that good before that. So her solo track was actually like a little door that opened me up to Akmu. It's kind of so simple, but so good, you know. Sometimes simple is just perfect. It doesn't need more, and I think that's the best way to describe the song. And again, it has some little funkiness to it, and her vocal inflection, her voice, so freaking beautiful. So now we at the top 3 of my top favorite debuts of 2020. And at number 3, we also have more or less a recent debut that happened, and it's my favorite, group debut that you could say, which, you know, hint a little bit. I'm talking about Stacy with So Bad. Like, their company is the one that produced a lot of hit tracks in K-pop. I also, again, forgot their name of the company and of the producers. But like, come on. If your CEOs, your bosses are like hit producers, they just basically went out hits and just give out hits and hits, of course their debut track will be amazing too. And then of course the only thing that is needed is really likable, charismatic, funny group members, which they also have. Like, I fell for this group right at my fresh debut reaction that I did on them, because they're so, first of all, they're so freaking pretty. Like, come on, man. They're just visuals on visuals, and then you have like amazing like voices, unique voices. Like, come on, can we talk about Jay? Like, oh my god, the possibilities that they have with those unique voices. And then also their dancing, real solid too. I didn't saw everything yet, but the bits and pieces that I saw looked really, really solid. So like they are the full package, backed up with an amazing producer team already. So there's just big coming already. This was already big. Top 2, number 2, we got a subunit debut, and I think you guys can probably tell because I have a huge poster of her on my bathroom wall, on my bedroom wall, and their album is sitting there, and you guys can see it. So I don't know why I'm doing like a whole whose could be number 2. It's Red Velvet's Irene and Solgate. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. Monster and Naughty are the reason why they're at number 2. First of all, Monster. Yo, it's so good. And the video, you know why? You know why. You definitely know why. I love the music video. Like, it's especially for the artistic and the theories. Also, Naughty, like, if I have to choose between Monster and Naughty, I would say Naughty is a better track. Like, yo, that song is so good. That R&B, funky flavor mixed with kind of like house a little bit and like voguing kind of feels in the song. And then them doing that intricate dancing that I also reacted to, which I think is one of the best dances and choreographies of this year. Like, yo, they had to be at number 2. And come on, it's my freaking Bias and Irene. It's my favorite pairing of Red Velvet debuting together. We finally at number 1, my favorite debut of 2020. And if I'm being honest, if this person would have not debuted this year, if these songs would have been just like, you know, songs released from an already existed person, he already existed before, and that sentence just didn't make any sense. But you guys know what I mean. Those songs would have been number 1 and 2 of my top songs of 2020. But he debuted this year, and my, you know, restriction is that the debuted groups or songs can't be on the top songs and top albums of 2020. So number 1 for me is DPR Ian with So Beautiful and No Blueberries. If you don't know those songs, just stop this video and go ahead and watch those or listen to those. You won't regret it. Those are like artistic masterpieces. The way he plays with the instruments, with his voice, when to sing, when to let like a sound describe his feeling, the way they layered the songs, the space in the songs, it's just wow. The music videos too, most of the time they're just too complicated for me to understand. Like, I know there's a hidden meaning, but stuff like that, like I said, always goes way over my head. Those 2 songs are masterpieces. Like, I was afraid when So Beautiful came out that his next song would not keep up with that would have been like a one-off track. Even though if that happened, he still would have been number 1 because So Beautiful is so freaking beautiful. And then he dropped No Blueberries with CL and DPR Live. And I did a reaction to it, and my mind was blown again. Like, he pulled it off again. I was like, what the hell? So now he's like the number 1 artist that I always look forward to at the moment, what he's gonna release and when he's gonna release. And I just can't wait what he's gonna show us in the future. So you're so blueberries in my ice cream cake. With this, I conclude my top favorite debuts of 2020. A little disclaimer that I should have done in the beginning of this video. This is just my opinion. This whole list is just me telling you guys which were my favorite debuts of 2020 compiled in a list. Basically all the groups and artists that I mentioned in this list and in the honorable mentions, I really do loved a lot and I listened to a lot and can't wait to see what they're gonna do. That's why I did this video. And if you guys want to share which were your favorite debuts of 2020, let me know down in the comments below. I really love to hear your favorites, debuts of 2020. And yeah, keep an eye out for my next favorite list, which is gonna be my top favorite albums and EPs of 2020. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Be safe and don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Drowning out our sorrows, holy water lost at sea. Stacking all this baller, I might cop a subway.